So hi, very long time no see, and a lot of things have kind of happened in that time, so I thought before I just kind of like launch back into making videos on this channel again, I thought I should probably do a kind of chatty catch-up one where I let you know what's been happening. So that's today's video, I guess. So the first big bit of news that I have to tell you is something that's not going to be news because you will have seen from the title, or I mean you'll definitely have seen if you follow me on Instagram. Oh, by the way, if for some reason like you are interested in seeing what I got up to while I took this like break from making videos, Instagram's probably the way to go. I kind of, because I wanted to keep all my memories from my last year of uni, though I put quite a lot of stuff on my Instagram. I made this kind of like story highlight of third term of third year as well that I really like. So yeah, I just like Instagram a lot in general. I kind of feel like it's like a digital scrapbook, I guess. But anyway, yeah, so the bit of news is that I got a degree. I actually have it here with me. So I have a Bachelor of Science first class honours in theoretical physics. I can't tell you how cool it is to actually be able to like physically hold it, but like it's weird, right? Like the amount of effort that goes into a degree and the amount of nights you stay up stressing over it, or the amount of times I've just been sat with my friends and we've all thought we can't do it. And at the end you get this sheet of paper, and I know it's not just a sheet of paper, right? I know that's just like symbolising it. But still, it's a very long time and a lot of effort to put into one thing, I guess. I actually have another certificate here with me as well because I got the top bachelor's degree in physics from Lancaster this year, which was very cool and very unexpected, and actually meant a lot to me for a lot of different reasons. So firstly, third year was just, the third year exam period was probably one of the hardest exam periods of my life for like a variety of reasons not related to the degree. So like I remember when I got to the end of my last exam being proud of the fact I'd made it through, so to get that prize as well was a massive deal, given that I was just proud that I made it through in the first place. But the other reason why it's really cool is because I mean this might be obvious if you watch my videos, but in first year I was really insecure in my abilities, and because of that I spent a lot of my time working. So I did do societies, I did SAGA, which is the Student Scout and Guide organisation, I did running and I did ballet, but I pretty much just kind of turned up to them and I didn't really do much outside of that. And I remember at the end of first year thinking, right, I've got this mark I'm happy with, the next year I want to spend more time doing more things and spend more time with people, and I consciously made the choice to spend less time on my degree and more time doing these other things that I love. So like in third year I was in running club and I spent a lot of I guess effort trying to get better at running, and I was doing cross country for the uni. I ended up knocking over 5 minutes off my 5k time from the start of third year to the end of third year, which is something I'm really proud of. I was also doing road cycling as well with cycling club, and I was present SAGO for some of second year and then going on into third year. And I feel like I could have spent a lot of time wondering what I could have done in my degree if I'd have not spent all that time on the extracurricular stuff, but the fact that I've managed to get that prize and all these extra things as well, I think really consolidated for me that I made the right choice. I could definitely have done better in my degree, right? If I'd have spent more time on it, I could definitely have got higher marks in my third year exams in particular, but you know what, like, it doesn't matter. Anyway, if you've been watching my videos for a while, you might be surprised that I've graduated this year with a bachelor's degree, because the plan was, right from when I first started uni, to do the 4-year degree. So in the end I would have had 1 more year at Lancaster and I would have ended up with an MPhys, so an integrated master's degree, graduating next year in 2020. So what I'm doing next is I am still doing a master's degree, but kind of plot twist, I won't be doing it at Lancaster. So basically at the end of my second year I ended up coming across this really cool master's course, and honestly for the life of me I can't remember how I came across it. I was probably just googling around or something. I did remember looking up PhDs, I guess that's when I came across it. But like from the first time I looked through it, the modules looked super interesting and I ended up deciding that I wanted to apply for it. And that wasn't because I wanted to leave Lancaster. I want to really stress that because I adore Lancaster with all my heart, like both the city and the uni and the people there, and I'm super sad to be leaving, and I'm not going to talk too much about it because I don't want to get upset on camera, but yeah, it really wasn't that I wanted to leave Lancaster. Like I can seriously see myself coming back for a PhD if they'll have me. So anyway, yes, there was one problem with this master's course that I found, and that was that it was seriously competitive to get onto. It was one of the most competitive, if not the most competitive master's courses in the UK. So obviously it's me applying, I'm not really going to have much of a chance. So I decided to look around and see if I could find any similar courses, and I found one, but it wasn't any less competitive than the first. But I figured I'd basically just like try and double my slim chances and just apply for both these masters and just kind of see what happened, because obviously I love Lancaster. I was very happy to spend the 4 years at Lancaster, you know, it was just, let's give this a go. So these two courses were, the first one was Maths Part 3 at Cambridge, so Cambridge kind of put all of their maths masters in one, so you just apply for maths, but within that I'd specialise in applied maths and theoretical physics, so I'm still doing physics. And the other one was mathematical and theoretical physics at Oxford. So I applied in early October. I put together my application over the summer holidays between second year and third year, and then I knew I wouldn't hear back till March, so I pretty much just kind of forgot about it. So like I said, I was very happy to stay at Lancaster for fourth year, so it wasn't something I was constantly thinking about. I literally just ended up kind of ignoring it, I guess, until March rolled around and I got an email in my inbox, and it was from Cambridge telling me to check the application portal. So I remember thinking, this is way too early for them to send offers out. I'm just going to click on this, I'm going to have been rejected, whatever, it's cool. So I clicked on it and logged in, and like I remember just being shocked. I had an offer, and then a couple of weeks later I got an email through from Oxford, and I was like, okay, I've used up all my luck, I've got my offer from Cambridge, I'm going to open up this email from Oxford, it's a rejection, whatever, that's cool. So I opened it up, and like to my complete shock, I'd got an offer from Oxford as well. And I honestly don't know how to describe how completely surreal that was. Like I hadn't even entertained the notion that I'd get offers from both of them. I had no idea, like I'd not thought about which one I'd choose. It was just, I don't know, yeah. So this was over the Easter holidays, so I spent a lot of time trying to like weigh up the pros and cons of both uni, and I was kind of leaning towards Oxford anyway, just because I prefer the city. I think it's a gorgeous city, and you know, the department, I just kind of preferred the feel of the course. It was a little bit smaller. But anyway, in the end Oxford went and made it really easy for me, because I went away to Cornwall with my family, and I came back and I had a letter from Keble College, which was the college I applied to at Oxford. It was my first choice college, and I was lucky enough to get in there as well. So anyway, I opened up this letter, and I was expecting it to just be like a hard copy of my offer, because I'd got like an email but I hadn't got a hard copy of the offer, so I wasn't really paying attention when I opened it. I remembered I was chatting to my parents and then like stopped mid-sentence because it hit me what was on the letter. And it turned out I got a substantial scholarship to Oxford, so that kind of sealed the deal for me. So the only thing left for me to do was to meet the entrance requirements of the offer, which was a first class bachelor's degree, which I did. I remember the day I got my degree result was the first day it kind of like sunk in properly that I had this offer and I'm going to do this amazing course. The way we got our degree results, I don't know if this is normal at other unis, but the way they do it at Lancaster is your department has a day where you go in and they kind of like stick your results up on a notice board. So I remember like reading my name and reading that I got a first and reading that I got the prize thing as well, and just thinking, this is real, this is happening. Like, Jesus Christ, like I'm going to do this course. It looks so interesting. If by the way you're interested in looking up the modules and stuff, I don't know if you would be, but if you Google MMathPhys, it should come up. It's the Oxford Mathematical and Theoretical Physics. It's got its own like website, and there's like a course handbook on there which I remember stalking before I applied. So anyway, yes, in October that's where I'll be headed, Keble College, Oxford. It's so surreal, and it's like a very weird mix of like a very exciting time and also a very sad time, because I've had an amazing 3 years at Lancaster and it's very like bittersweet, I guess, that it's over. But I kind of had this epiphany in third term, which is that I can always visit Lancaster, and my Lancaster friends can always visit me. Like, it doesn't have to be the end of anything. So anyway, that's my plan for the next year, and then after that, honestly, I'm not sure what. So I'm pretty sure I'd like to do a PhD, I think. Otherwise I wouldn't have applied for this master's, because this is definitely a academic master's preparing you for the next stage. And like I said, maybe I'll come back to Lancaster for that. I do really like Lancaster as in terms of the size of the city and the uni and stuff. It's somewhere where I would happily live. Or I might look at a different uni, I don't know. Like, I think it would be good for me spending a year in another university just to see how other unis do things. I don't know, I think there are a lot of things at Oxford that I'm gonna struggle with, because I'm not a big fan of like traditional kind of pretentious stuff. But yeah, anyway, in the more short-term future, this summer I'm going to be doing an internship at Lancaster again, kind of staying in Lancaster for as long as I can. So it's a programming based one this time, so I'll be writing a program probably in Python which will kind of calculate Berry space for different quantum systems. I don't know if you've heard of Berry space. If you haven't and you're kind of at uni doing physics, it's a very interesting topic. We had to do a kind of independent research report, I suppose like a very small dissertation in our third year, and I did mine on Berry space. So I think the title was Geometric Phases in Quantum Mechanics and Their Applications to Quantum Computing, and it was like one of my favourite things I've ever written, and that's kind of how this internship came about, because my lecturer for that module is going to be my supervisor for this project. But yeah, that's August and half of September, and that's about it for things that I have planned for now. My memory card just ran out of space, so I've cleared things. Sorry if I'm in a different place. But anyway, yes, YouTube. So from now on, I will be back to making videos again. I hope regularly, when I've got the time anyway. Obviously, I don't know how busy I'm going to be in term time next year because it's a new course, you know. But yeah, it's going to sound really stupid, but the reason why I've always struggled with YouTube is I get really self-conscious. I used to be like painfully shy. I got a lot more confident over the course of third year, and it's one thing watching like numbers rack up on a screen, but it's another thing knowing that people you know in real life have seen your videos. The weirdest thing is like some of my friends this year who are freshers have seen my videos before they actually met me in person, and I found that out later. It's not a problem, and people coming up to me is really, really lovely. It means a lot when people say, you know, like they've looked around Lancaster or they looked around physics degrees because they've seen my videos, but it's a bit, when I was really shy, I found it really hard to deal with, I guess. But now I kind of guess I don't really care who watches them, because people watch them and judge me, that's on them, not me. And also, like, nothing I do is that controversial, so if people have strong opinions about it. But yeah, I've been thinking a lot about the kind of videos that I'd like to make, and I have some ideas. So I definitely like to make one about applying to Oxford and Cambridge for postgrad, because it's a bit different than other uni's postgrad courses, and there's a lot of stuff that I wish I'd known before I applied. It's just a lot of faff, I guess, the application process, and I would have liked to have been guided through it, so I would do that if that's helpful. I'll definitely carry on making videos when I'm at Oxford, like I used to do when I was at Lancaster, so yeah, that should be good. I'd like to make a video about my internship, but obviously this depends on whether my supervisor's okay with it. I'll try and check, because if I get enough stuff done and make a good enough programme, we could end up with some publishable results, so obviously there's issues around that. I was thinking of doing maybe like an end of degree Q&A. I don't know if anyone would have any questions. Maybe like a starting uni advice thing. Also, it's a bit niche, but when I've got my like module choices sorted for next year, I wondered if people would like to hear me talk through them, because then that's a bit more of the actual specific bits of physics that I'm interested in. But basically, if any of that sounds good, or you have any other ideas, or if it sounds bad, please let me know and I'll just try and do what I can. Until then, I'll see you in my next video, which will not be in 6 months this time, I promise. And I hope you're having a lovely summer if you've broken up already. Good luck for results if you've not got them back yet. And if you've watched this video and I guess made it to this point in this video, I just wanted to say thank you for still watching and caring. I know I'm not the most consistent YouTuber in the world, but I genuinely do appreciate the fact that people still stick around. Alright, I think that's about everything. See you next time.